Welcome to the Holstein Pod, where we bring you our best knowledge on circulating topics in the sports world. I'm Tyler McCoy.
I'm Tyler Petrie. I'm Collin.
And I'm Calvin Leverenz.
I am Alex Omen.
I'm Tyler Petrie.
I'm Collin Hau.
And also the guys behind the scenes, Brennan and Joey and Mr. Nye. But before we get into things, can't watch yet. We're down on that. So today's the 7th pod of the year, and let's get right into it. Cheeks, MLB, let's go.
All right, take two. So the Brewers front, we got them trading their closer Tyler Thornburg to the Red Sox for third baseman Travis Shaw that just came up last year to the majors and 3 other players. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, Cheeks, you were just talking the other day about how the Brewers need their pitching, and wasn't Tyler Thornburg a very good pitcher for them in late this season?
Yeah, we need starting pitching, not relief.
Are you sure? Because what was our bullpen rank last year?
Oh, it was top
30.
Top 15. Top 15.
Oh, really? Was it? Have you any stats on that?
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah,
Yes,
I want you to look it
please.
up,
Fine,
please.
fine.
I mean, what about Chris Sale getting traded to the Red Sox for the MLB's number 1 prospect and 3 other players? What do you guys think about that?
Obviously, Chris Sale is still a young gun, only 27 years old, and he was one of the best pitchers in the league, and that's going to be a big loss for the White Sox, but definitely a stacked roster for the Red Sox now going forward.
People are talking about they're going to be the Warriors of the MLB. It's like, well, I mean, another thing is, I mean, every league is starting to like have those super teams. Like the Warriors have a super team, the Heat has a super team now. Apparently, the Red Sox are a super team. In the NFL, ever have a super team?
Interruption.
Dallas.
I have a fact check.
Seattle.
We were ranked 10th last year.
Great job.
reliever.
Okay, no one cares.
We still didn't make the playoffs, so.
I don't care.
Yeah, they made the playoffs.
I proved you wrong.
So our bullpen is okay, our starting pitchers are horrible, and we have pretty good talent coming.
Hey, Cheeks, you should continue.
All right. Then we got the former Brewer, Carlos Gomez, stays with his team and signs a 1-year deal with the Rangers.
Carlos Gomez is washed.
Yeah, you can never seem to get it going for certain on any team.
Are you kidding me?
Carlos Gomez is still a
He's
solid
injured.
starter.
Dude, he's a solid starter. Told me it's right.
It would be nice to still have him in Milwaukee, but when we got rid of him, that was still good for our system.
All right. I mean, Carlos Beltran was getting pretty high up there in age. Signs with the Houston
Yeah,
Astros.
he's washed. That
Yeah.
was a waste of money.
Beltran is done.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
trash.
he's even still
He
playing.
is old. I mean, 38 probably. He's around there, I bet.
Well, we still got
I'll check
Bartolo
that.
Colon going with the Braves now that have no chance at all.
Pitcher Jeff Locke signs 1-year deal with the Marlins.
Carlos Beltran is 39 years old.
Oh, yeah.
You
he's
might as
washed.
well
He's
just
gonna
quit
retire
now.
after this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who Jeff
Oh,
Locke is.
how much is he?
no one
How much
cares
is he
about
getting
Jeff
with the Astros?
Exactly.
He used to play for the Pirates. He's trash.
Let's see how much Beltran is getting with the Astros.
Oh,
That'd
in
be
other
terrible.
news, second baseman Ian Desmond goes to the Rockies.
Once again, no one cares.
You were just talking about that
We should
before.
let's just get to the sports that are in season right now, Cheeks.
$16 million Carlos Beltran to
Wow.
the Houston Astros.
And they're
They're
young,
de- I-
too, and
I
they're just
think
ruining
they're-
it like that. Like,
Weren't the Astros like?
good 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Not last year, 2 years ago.
Why did they
Great.
need to give $60 million to a washed player?
It's because it's the Houston Astros, and they lost their best manager they ever had, or general manager, David Stearns, who's now with the Milwaukee Brewers.
If they're still good, are they getting desperate? Like, are they falling again? Like they were years back, like 3 or 4.
Possibly.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Are they
9,
getting
10.
desperate for that veteran player? Yeah, because they were a young team, right?
Their good year, they were all young.
Yeah.
Jose Altuve had a really good year last year.
Yeah, I think Jose Altuve was their leader though,
Yeah.
because he was their shining player.
Should we get into some NFL
Oh,
where it actually
you
matters? Because we're getting to the
betcha.
crunch time.
Wait, but
Yeah,
wait.
What?
What about Matt Holliday signing a 1-year deal with
Matt Holliday's
with the
also
Yankees?
washed.
Also washed, I agree. But what is up with all these players going to the Yankees? And I
Well,
feel
no,
like
the Yankees always sign old players when they're not in their prime and they're washed. That's their problem now.
A lifelong dream for people to play for the Yankees, I guess.
Which I don't.
It's just like going to Los Angeles.
But the
for
Yankees aren't
basketball.
that playoff team that makes the playoffs every single year and like wins the World Series every other year.
It's just because they have a history.
Right, that's exactly true.
They suck. All right.
And they have the money to pay $16
And they're
million,
old.
so I guess that's fair.
All right,
On
Cheeks,
to
NBA.
NFL.
McCoy.
Dallas wins a close one against Minnesota, 17-15, keeping the win streak alive, which also clinched them some playoff berth, the only team right now. Kansas City slipped by Atlanta, 29-28.
Hold on, stop right there. We gotta talk about that game. Okay, it's a pretty.
Green Bay keeps on rolling by beating
Oh,
Houston
wow.
21-13. Pittsburgh ends the New York Giants streak, winning 24-14. Oakland keeps on surprising everyone, winning 38-24 against Buffalo.
It is
Back
not
to
a
Cheeks for
surprise.
some Kansas
Yeah, I
City.
don't think people are surprised
Alright.
about Oakland anymore.
They're definitely surprised.
28-22.
Mm.
No, it was 22 to.
Talk about the Dallas-Minnesota game first.
That was.
We're talking about the Chiefs game. Go.
Fine.
Kansas City lets the Falcons score. They take a 6-point lead, and they were stupid enough to go for 2 when Matt Ryan got picked off. How many times already? And he gets picked off again, and Eric Berry
And
returns it for another touchdown, but this only counts for 2 points, which ended up winning them the game.
What do you mean it's stupid for them to go 2?
Clutch.
Anyone would go for 2 in that situation. Anyone would go for
There
2.
was only like a
To
minute
go up by a
left.
field
There
goal?
was like a minute
Yeah.
left.
It's either you're up by 1 or you're up by 3. What's
I
the
know, but
difference?
Matt Ryan's
Exactly.
trash.
Matt Ryan is not
I have
trash.
benched him in my fantasy league from the last 5 weeks as he's played like trash.
You have
Oh,
made a
really?
mistake.
See, I told you
Guys,
guys he wasn't going to win
Big
MVP.
Ben.
So, Cheeks, if he was supposed to win, if he was your pick to win MVP a couple weeks ago, then
No, anyone would have went by 2 because
it was.
being up by 1
Yeah, it
is
was.
just like being up by 2 in the NFL.
Yeah, I think we just have to reinstate
Who
this.
was it?
Cheeks is a bandwagon.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh,
No. Get out of here.
So now you like Ezekiel Elliott?
All right,
Yeah,
well, since we're
bandwagon, here
talking
we go.
about Kansas City, we might as well go into their next game against Oakland on Thursday night. I'm going to say this. It's probably the biggest Thursday night football game ever because it only
Biggie.
started 3 years ago.
Trash.
I guess that's a fair statement because
I
this is
mean-
a lot of playoff.
I mean,
Oh,
except
this
for that, nobody's
is
going to watch it because it's Thursday
huge for the
night.
bracket.
It's huge for everyone in the AFC. It's bigly.
But they're both
Even
in
though
the
Oakland's
same
gonna win,
division.
Cheeks. Oakland's gonna blow them out.
So basically-
Oakland is not going to blow them
Dude,
out. It will be a
ACDC's
good
gonna
game.
combine for like 600 yards.
prediction. Houston's going to get injured again this game.
Prediction.
Yep. Yeah, for the
Prediction.
season.
Oakland wins by 3 touchdowns. Prediction.
So Cheeks,
Shut
do you
up.
think that whoever wins this game is gonna win the division?
Yeah, definitely.
Eric Berry tears his ACL.
Yeah, unless if the Raiders would win, unless they choke. Because Kansas City's got tiebreakers over everyone in the division because they beat everyone. They're 3-0. So that's pretty bigly coming down the stretch. Because I know the Raiders got the Broncos the last game of the year at Denver, at the Chargers the week before that, and then they're home against the Colts. And that's their remaining schedule. And Kansas City's got the Titans, Broncos on Christmas Eve, and then or Christmas Day,
That'll be a good game too.
and then they got the Chargers to round it out. So it's gonna be a wild one in the West, but probably the best division in the league.
It's gonna come down to the
Easily.
wire. It's gonna be crazy.
Don't mute me over there.
So our upcoming
let's
week.
not mute Cheeks.
Upcoming week, we got the big game Thursday night, Oakland at Kansas City. The next big game, we got Seattle at Green Bay, Dallas at New York. That's another big game. A lot of big games this week. We got Houston at Indianapolis, and Tampa at New
Well,
Orleans.
there's a lot of big games.
Seattle can clinch with a victory and a Cardinals loss.
No clinch.
Who does Arizona play?
Arizona plays. I will look that up.
All right, what do you guys pick, Green Bay or Seattle?
Seattle.
Green Bay.
Seattle.
Green Bay. They always find
Green
their
Bay
way.
needs a big win.
Green Bay never finds a way when they play Seattle.
Last
That
year,
is
last
true.
two
I
years.
mean,
Aaron
they did have a-
Rodgers
last
is
2 years
That one
desperate.
playoff
They
game,
just had
they
some
did have a
big-
lead and they
Richard-
blew it. I mean, they did. I remember Brandon Bostic. I mean, he's a legend.
He had
I mean, at least they made
slippery
it to the NFC
fingers.
Championship game that year.
I mean, you still
Butterfingers.
choked really bad. That was really embarrassing.
I mean, can we go back to the Hail Mary?
That was trash too. That's just luck. That is just luck.
All
Honestly.
skill, Cheeks.
No, get out of here. Gosh,
Are you kidding me? I'm talking about Russell Wilson's cheeks.
they had a Hail Mary that game. I do not remember.
No. Way back
No,
when
3 years ago.
Russell Wilson's
The
Hail
Oh,
Mary.
the
Mary.
Hail Mary.
The touchdown.
The rigged refs.
I mean, he did catch that. Golden
Rigged.
Tate
He
did
definitely
catch
caught
that.
it.
didn't. No, he
Golden
did
definitely
not.
caught that
Shut
ball.
up.
You realize the NFL came out and said it was a
Do
touchdown.
you guys realize how stupid
That's because
Ted
they have
Thompson
to.
is?
They're just backing the.
Ted
They're backing the
Thompson's
refs
so
up. They don't
stupid.
want them to
Yeah.
get all.
You guys are complaining about your defense right now, and Casey Hayward leads the league in interceptions, and he's on the Chargers now.
Who cares?
Yeah, we needed him. He was a good player.
Because Ted Thompson should be gone. Because he's not a
What do
good.
you even?
Whatever. I'm just.
So we
saying.
have one bad year out of the last 12, and you want to fire our general manager, Cheeks?
One bad year.
But
One
Yeah,
bad
really.
More
year.
than one.
but
We've
if
been in the
the
playoffs 9 years in a row, Cheeks?
Yeah.
They always lose.
Doesn't
We
matter.
won a
Wrong.
Super Bowl, Cheeks.
if Green
How
Bay
many other
year.
teams can say that? How
One
many other
year.
teams can
Yeah.
say that we
How
won?
many
a
Super
Super
Bowls
Bowl?
do you
Blind
have?
squirrel finds it not every once
How
in a
many Super
while.
Bowls do you have in the last 10 years?
And the Cardinals play the Dolphins.
How many Super Bowls does the Chiefs have, Cheeks?
one, if Green Bay
Is that
Bay
last
wins out,
Super
20
Bowls
years.
mean absolutely nothing unless they were in the past 5 years.
we have one.
I know that.
Like,
Oh, yeah, actually,
five,
actually,
five,
6 years ago.
five,
6, right?
4 Super Bowls.
Well, unless you're a Steelers.
6
fan,
years
then
ago.
that's all about it.
6
Okay.
years ago. I mean,
that still counts. I mean, we're pretty much the same team, almost.
not
Couple
really.
players
Not-
come-
not
couple-
really
couple
at all.
players
Not-
come and
Driver,
gone.
Not
AJ
really at
Hawk.
all.
I can keep going.
Not
Keep
really at
going,
all.
keep
Ray
going.
Jennings.
Keep going.
DJ Raji.
Just name the whole team.
The defensive lineman that plays for Redskins.
All right.
You don't even
Collin
know.
Hau.
All right.
You're not even.
But
Colin
if
Jenkins.
Not a
Green
true
Bay
fan.
if Green Bay wins out and they
Jamal
go 10 and
Williams.
6,
Charlie Pepra.
they could. Okay. Yes, you made your point. If Green Bay wins out and they go 10 and 6, they could have the same record that they did on their Super Bowl
Michael Finley.
year, and they
Oh,
could
stop
get
with this superstition.
they could get
thing.
to the
God.
wild card just like they did on the 2010 season. Could they possibly do the same thing where they didn't have
No.
their best
They
year
can't.
but win
No.
a
Yes.
Super
They
Bowl?
cannot
Yes.
hang with the
No.
Cowboys
Yes.
at all.
No.
There's
Yes.
no chance.
They're not as good as
They can't
the
hang with the
2010 year. They're
Seahawks
just they're not. They don't look like a skillful team this year
Because
at
they
all.
play like trash on the road. They'll have to go all the way through, the whole way through the road. No way.
Hey,
I mean, it can happen, but
They
chances are
It will
slim.
happen.
They just don't look that good
Breathe.
this year.
They just look fundamentally.
you guys talking about the Packers, right?
Yeah.
They just look fundamentally bad.
I mean-
Hey, their Super Bowl year, they sucked that year too.
Yeah, they had a 10 and 6 record.
Yeah, everybody was counting them out at this point, too.
They were the underdogs going into the Super Bowl.
we get that, all right, Calvin.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna
They
happen.
could do it
I
again.
mean, who do we?
Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Who do we
in
beat the
2010.
NFC Championship game that year?
The Bears?
The Browns. I mean, the
The
Bears.
Bears. Yeah, the Bears. I'm pretty sure.
I mean the
The
the Bears that were injured, but okay.
I mean, they were good that year. They won the division.
Bears
that
were
year.
good
That's
that
the
year.
And we
one
were
ex-
injured too.
That is the one excuse
You
I
guys
hate
remember
from
Pouty
fans,
J. Cutler?
when they say they're
McCoy?
hurt.
Pouty J.
Well, we
Cutler.
did lose Jay Cutler, and
I mean, he's a pretty big.
Yeah, but
I
your,
mean, it's
but your
kinda-
offense
it's
wasn't
kinda-
your team.
It's
It was
kind of
the
big
defense.
when you lose
I think we
your
can just
starting
rule the
The
quarterback.
Bears
defense
out
was
right
your
now.
team.
I mean, the Bears did hurt. They did crush Aaron Rodgers that one game at home, and they had to bring in Seneca Wallace.
Do we still win that game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That
this
was
is the Bears are
preseason.
trash. That was not the preseason either. That was a
Almost
Monday Night
possible.
Football game.
All right, I think I do remember that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look at the playoff picture. The number 1 seed, Dallas. Number 2 seed, Seattle. Number 3 seed, Detroit. Number 4 seed, Atlanta. And the 2 wild cards, New York and Tampa Bay.
Buccaneers are definitely a surprise.
That's huge.
The
You know who else
Giants
should be on that alive list?
Don't say
The Green Bay
Eagles.
Packers.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
They
They
still
are alive.
They're all alive.
They
They're
are on
still
the
are.
list.
They're,
The team
they're
that
still
I'm
out.
looking at in the NFC that could be gone is the Giants because JPP is now out for the year.
Can I say
One
something that's
player?
surprising?
They don't have a pass rush now.
How the 3 and 9 Bears are still alive in the NFC?
Yes, it's because their division is terrible.
No, there's no way, Cheeks.
No, it's because the NFC is trash.
It's on this website right here. They are still alive.
Don't believe everything you see on the
Right
internet, Cheeks.
Yeah,
there. Right
Has
there.
Mrs. Hoist taught you nothing?
It's
You
true,
cannot
they're-
trust every
They're
source.
still alive.
They're still alive. It's
But what
right
about
here.
what
the
about
only
that?
team eliminated in the NFC is the San Francisco
Yeah, but they still have to play the
49ers.
Packers, so that's a loss.
That
for
don't
them,
even
so.
stand for the national anthem. So, yeah.
But what about the Cowboys? The 1 seed. Obviously, they've clinched the playoff, but are they getting too comfortable? And could they possibly be knocked off late in the season, or
Are there
possibly in the playoffs?
Their 2 studs going to hit the rookie wall coming up?
Yeah.
Or are
The
they
only
going to be
team-
the last year's Panthers, where they also won a 15 and want to make it to the Super Bowl?
The only team
And
they
then get
lost
knocked
to
off.
this year has
Right.
been the Giants. So,
Don't they play them this week?
yeah, they play them this week. Which could be
They're
a
going to have 2 losses
Trap.
after this week.
game.
Yeah. Can their momentum
game.
just be stopped and they get knocked out in the first
They
round
lose
like the
out.
Chiefs?
OBJ
They're
is
looking,
big
they're
game
looking
back
pretty
in the
good right
playoffs.
now.
Second
though.
round?
They're looking pretty good. I mean,
Everybody expects them to be good because they're 11-1, 10.
I don't know how the Rams are still in contention either. Like, it's the Rams.
It's because they're in the NFC too, right?
Yeah, they are.
Because the NFC sucks.
The worst division in the
They
in the
held
NFL is
Seattle
the
to
Seahawks.
like
division,
3 points,
probably.
cheeks.
Or
The North.
Or the North, either one.
They didn't score a
When
single
each team
point
is
against
trash.
the 49ers, and they're still alive.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Was anybody else shaking their head with the Cam Newton getting benched for uniform policy?
That's protocol.
Oh,
in
because he didn't
there.
have a tie.
That's protocol.
Yeah.
That's protocol. Just follow the rule.
Everybody on that team knows Ron Rivera's rules, and he should follow them no matter how much his star power is.
All right, question though. Everyone's saying that the NFC North sucks. Whenever the Packers are good, it seems like the NFC North is really good. But whenever the one-year Packers aren't that good, it's like they suck. So like, what's the? You think
The
just
NFC
because
North has been trash almost every single year for the past 5
Are
years.
you
there's
kidding me
always
right now?
there's
McCoy
two
is
teams.
right on that. He's right.
No.
He
Okay.
is right.
Last year it was the NFC East, and 2 years ago it was the NFC South. Like every single year.
Because last
it's been
year, I mean, the
cycling
Packers
through.
and the Vikings were.
Yeah, the
Vikings
Packers
won it
the
last year,
Packers
right?
choked that year. They're probably going to choke again this year. So
I mean, at
We'll
least
see
for now, like
about
the Chiefs
that.
only go on a 10-game win streak at the end of the season, then choke. And
The North right
playoffs.
now, they have a 600
How's that
team,
choking?
2 500 teams, and a 250 team.
Yeah, well, 2 years ago, didn't Carolina make it to the playoffs with a losing record because they won the division?
that was the Falcons.
2015, they had 2 600s, a 400, and a 300.
The Bears coming in at 300. When's last time the Bears are good? You guys recall?
In 2010.
The year they won
Yeah.
the Super Bowl against the Colts.
So if we're going off of Super Bowl, then when was the last time the Chiefs were good?
Oh yeah, that's true.
And like the
Yeah, that's
like
like,
the
no, the
1500s
Bears. That's like
Chiefs.
literally only the time they were ever good.
750, 600, 400, 300. Every single year, they've just been that division.
There's always been
where
two teams.
It's just like
It's either two teams are doing good, and
No,
usually the
there's-
Packers are one of those two teams. But not
there's
this
just
year.
one team, really.
But when they play against each other, they're usually good games, except not always Detroit.
I don't really
Yeah,
remember
because
the
they're both
last.
terrible.
When was the
yeah,
last time there was a
obviously,
wild
yeah.
card out of the North?
2010.
2010 when the Packers won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
It's possible.
We could see
Yeah,
that
but
again
the
this
Packers
year.
have been
It's
dominating
possible in the
since
AFC where there
Packers
could
have
be
been
two
winning
from
like
the, in the
10
AFC
to like
West.
13 games every single season.
That's what it is
Until
right
these
now.
last two seasons.
Well, right.
The Dolphins got smoked last week. That
Oh,
was
how for you.
embarrassing.
They got creamed by
They-
the Falcons.
I told you
Of
their
course, last
schedule's
year,
not
last
good.
year
The
Packers were a
Ravens.
wild card,
Their schedule is not good, and they're not going to go
and they
anywhere.
made it to the divisional round against
And
the
lost.
Cardinals, and they should have won that game.
Except for Larry Fitzgerald. I'm sorry.
No
There
one
was
was
pass
on
interference. There was
at
pass
all.
interference on the drive before that.
No.
Like no one was near him at all. I
Yeah, there
think
was.
Clay Matthews blew his coverage on that one.
The playoff picture for AFC. The number 1 seed, Raiders. Number 2 seed, Patriots. Number 3 seed, Ravens. Number 4 seed, Texans. And the 2 wild cards, Chiefs and the Broncos.
See, it's
Let me say one
crazy.
thing right now. Chiefs will not make the playoffs. I'm still being
The
still
AFC
gonna be
is
true
too
on
good.
that.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna win out, and
Are
the
you
Steelers,
saying the
Chiefs are gonna lose two
AFC
games.
West is too good?
Yes.
The AFC West is too
Yeah.
good.
So
No.
they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win the NFC North, so they have to win a wild card. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers right here, 7-5. They're gonna win out, and the
We're
Chiefs
not
are gonna
talking
lose
about
two
the
straight
NFC
games.
over there, Colin. You said the NFC.
The AFC. It's Pittsburgh Steelers. They're gonna lose. They're gonna win out.
Steelers? No.
and the
It doesn't
Chiefs are
even
gonna lose.
matter because the AFC Championship game is going to be Raiders Patriots.
The NFC Championship game is going to be Kansas City
Wrong.
and
Wrong.
Wrong.
See, all you see,
Wrong.
all you can see right away, but you don't.
Wrong.
It'll be Kansas City and Oakland. That's what I have a feeling it's going to be.
But I thought Oakland wasn't that
Perfect.
Well, Oakland is a team that only team that could beat them is Kansas City. They beat them at Oakland. Right now, Kansas City is the 5th seed. They play the Texans in the playoffs at the end today. They'd have to play the Patriots next, which would be a really good game. Then they'd meet the Raiders. But if it switches like that, the Raiders could move to the 5 seed. So either way, Kansas City is going to the Super Bowl. You
Oh,
heard it.
wow.
You heard it here.
Shut
Jeez,
up.
every single time you said that, I just kept hearing this Ron buzzer.
Hey, and Cheeks, every time you say that every year, and when's last time we went to the Super Bowl? A long time
Because
ago.
I have faith in my team, so you guys
Are you
didn't
saying that we
faith
don't
them
have
2
faith in
years
the
ago.
Packers?
I mean, 2 2 weeks ago, you guys say they were done. They're done. But now, they're back. They're back. That's how Packer fans are.
I'm saying that they have a chance.
That's how Packer fans are.
It could happen.
It's very unlikely.
I mean, hey, the last time we kind of lost faith in our Packers, they won the Super Bowl. So I mean, we
Yeah.
should just lose faith more.
All we have to do is beat Seattle and then not lose a divisional game. Shouldn't be too hard.
Just stop talking about their record and their previous games and just look forward this week and the week after that, and let's just win out.
Yeah,
Let's just win out. That's all I gotta do right there, bang.
It's easy as that.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
All
It's
they have to
definitely
do
going to
is
be a good game against Seattle. That'll be
It'll
fun
be
to
a good
watch.
game. Yeah.
learn from their past mistakes.
The good thing is I don't have to listen to my brother when in case
Draft-
they lose. 'Cause
draft
he gets
7
mad when the
DBs.
Seahawks
She-
lose.
She might see Mark Howell at that game.
My mother's going for her
Are you going?
Christmas present. Nope.
Oh,
It's just me and
wait.
I mean it's my mother and my padre. That's it. I wasn't invited. I don't want to go anywhere, so
Whenever Jabril Peppers enters the draft, we need to trade up and get him. He's going to be a
Yes.
stud.
Bust. Let's move on to Cheeks with the NBA.
all right, we can start with the fundamentally wrong game with the Celtics against the Rockets because it killed the Celtics because Al Horford had a wide open layup
And he
Oh wait,
at the
missed
buzzer
it.
and he missed it.
but I
Joke.
mean, what about Brandon Knight last year at the buzzer versus the Brooklyn Nets for a win?
Yeah, you know what the funny thing was? They still won the game.
I don't care.
They
He
still
missed.
won the game. At least they didn't lose like the Celtics did.
Oh, are they now like 11-10?
Are they even going to make the playoffs this
Should
year?
they be
Probably
worried?
not.
Should Celtics fans be worried? I think so.
They go from a maybe like second, third seed to like not even going to make the playoffs?
The eighth seed possibly.
No.
A
That's-
Cavs
the
Celtics
A seed is a Bucks home basically.
first round. No, they're gonna
Bucks
be.
will be a
Bucks are
6
going to be
seed.
top 5.
The Bucks will be a 5 seed this
Bucks are
year.
going to be top
If they had
5.
Chris Middleton, I agree
The
with
first
you.
round of the playoffs is gonna be Bucks Bulls again. It always
Middleton's
happens.
practicing.
Oh, when's he gonna be back?
He was practicing with Kevin Garnett yesterday.
Yeah,
so
you know
was
how
Giannis.
hard Kevin Garnett pushes his people?
So was Giannis. I mean, I did hear some rumors that Kevin Garnett might come to the Bucks coaching staff next year.
That'd be lit. We'd win all
That
the games.
would be huge, bigly.
We'd win all the games.
I heard this one story about Kevin Garnett when he was on the Celtics pushing Kendrick Perkins, I think.
Yeah.
And he got like Kendrick Perkins like couldn't keep up, and like he just like turned into a bust. So if Kevin Garnett can bring that work mentality to the Bucks, I feel like Giannis can. His peak just keeps on getting higher.
And he's only 22 as of yesterday.
Happy birthday!
And he still could grow.
Which he's not
Possibly.
going to.
He could be the first ever 7-foot point guard.
Yeah, Alex, you were just looking at a video about how he could possibly be a top 5 player.
He is a top 5 player.
No, not now.
Yes,
not.
he is.
Yeah, he is. According
Not
to
now.
statistics, he is a top 5 player.
Yes,
According
he
to
is averaging star numbers. He's right next to LeBron. He's like 1 point behind him.
he's gonna be second in All-Star voting for the East.
He could be the first player to average over 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in a season.
Russell Westbrook.
The only player ever to do that would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Russell Westbrook did it last year,
Former
didn't he?
Buck. No, he didn't do it last year.
The second Milwaukee Buck.
He played
to
for
win
the
MVP.
Bucks 1 year,
No, he played
And he-
for him like four
and he
years.
did he won a championship.
He did absolutely
He won
nothing.
2
I knew
MVPs.
He literally did
and a
absolutely
championship.
nothing.
McCoy, how do you say that? Like
Gosh,
he did
whatever.
anything other than
Whatever.
amazingness?
We're
in
not
Milwaukee?
stop. 'Cause
Amazingness.
he
No,
does not know what he's talking
only
about.
everybody only remembers his career in L.A. You can't keep bringing up. Well, he played for
Well,
the
Bucks
Bucks.
fans remember his career. He got us a
Everybody
title.
remembers his career in Milwaukee.
No,
All right.
nobody cares about
I
it.
really
though.
don't want to talk about this
He won,
next
he
game.
won 2
but
of his MVPs in Milwaukee.
Nobody cares about it.
I really don't want to talk
Everybody
about this
cares
next.
about it.
Nobody
okay,
cares
can you
about
guys
it.
stop? Like literally, I don't want to talk about this next game, but we can
Nobody
go
cares
quick
about it.
The Spurs just edged by the Bucks 97-96. We'll go on to the next game.
Goaltending.
That was not a goaltending.
Was a goaltending. It was
was
it was like
not.
over
Yeah,
half
That's
the way
almost worse than
down.
Brandon
No.
Celtics losing by 1.
Cheeks, I think you just close your eyes every time you replay that because you know it's a goaltend. Oh
And,
my.
the Bucks played good that game. They just couldn't finish it down the stretch.
Yeah, they almost blew the top off in
which
the
is
second
normal
quarter.
for a young team.
We outscored them in the second quarter. I think like 22-9 or something like that.
24-9.
We were up by close to 20, if not 20, in the second
The
quarter.
reason why we lost is we just kept fouling them, let them get easy layups.
Well, yeah, because
We had a couple
easy
stupid
points
turnovers
inside.
in the last minute.
Jabari drove the minute left and he got fouled, but they didn't call it. because
Oh, don't.
It's
make
the
it.
Spurs.
Giannis
Yo,
also
don't
turned.
make it-
Giannis also
But don't
turned
the
it
Spurs-
over.
That
Was
was
trying to
Jabari.
force.
Don't the
That was
Spurs
Jabari.
suck?
Giannis tried to force a
No,
bucket with
he
like
did
30
not.
seconds left, and he
No,
turned
the
it
Spurs
over.
suck.
No.
Mirza should have sunk that game-winning shot.
Oh
in
my
the corner.
gosh, he rushed it so bad.
Yeah, he did. He could have took more time. He was
He had
wide
2
open.
seconds left. Now we can go right into Klay Thompson
Oh,
and his shooting ability
21 for 33 and 60 points
in 29 minutes.
in 29 minutes. Yeah, Kerr could have left him in for a while, and he probably could have scored 70, 75, maybe even 80.
He was on pace
but
for a 100-point
He
game.
did set his own record, though. He set a record.
Yep.
For first person
50,
under 30 minutes.
54?
He played
54 points?
29 minutes. That's
He played
insane.
first person under 30 minutes to score 60 points.
Didn't he also break his own scoring record in a game
Yeah.
like 54, 56?
Yeah.
NBA analysts that are
He had
saying
40
that,
by halftime.
NBA analysts that are saying that the Warriors' big three is Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green. That's just disrespectful because Klay Thompson is one of the best players in our league right now. He is a top 10 player in the league.
Especially after last night.
We have some injury news that just came out now.
Ooh.
We're back. We're going back to the Celtics. Marcus Smart will start instead of Isaiah Thomas because Isaiah Thomas
Ooh.
did something to.
Oh, is Marcus Smart
Isaiah
gonna-
Thomas
is Marcus-
is a team.
is
That's
Marcus
gonna
Smart
be a
gonna
big. That's
average,
gonna be a big
10 blocks
loss.
a game?
He did something
10
to
blocks
his
a game?
Achilles. They play the Magic tonight.
Oh, at least the Magic. There's still a chance then.
Magic aren't that bad.
I
They're a
hate Marcus
sleeping
Smart.
team.
But they're not that good.
I love Isaiah Thomas.
They're
We should
pretty-
add Marcus Smart to our hate board because he's a chronic
Well,
flopper.
We need to add Penn State. We'll get to that later.
And Duke. How is
And
Duke
Duke.
not up there?
We need to get a bigger hate
We're getting
board.
there.
We need to get a bigger hate board.
It should have already been done. That Duke should have been the first one you guys added, to
All right.
be honest.
And then we got the Rockets beating the Warriors 122-117 in double overtime.
James Harden.
Insane game.
Okay, I know it's earlier in the season, but James Harden has performed very good these last couple of years. I mean, this year he's even taking a better leadership role on his team. I know that he's playing
he's
better
moved to-
defense.
because he was moved to point guard, yeah.
And you think Russell Westbrook still wins MVP over him? I know it's earlier in the season, but
James Harden
no,
is
If
there's
he
no
keeps
way. If Russell Westbrook averages a triple-double, you can't give it to Harden.
yeah.
You just can't.
No.
even
It's
though
not respectful at
Harden's
all.
deserving of it, but there's just somebody better.
The only time that a person has averaged a triple-double and didn't win MVP was the time that Will Chamberlain scored 50 points in every single game. So, I mean, there's that. And he didn't even win MVP that year either. Bill Russell did.
Well, Russell Westbrook is basically carrying his team on his back.
He wants it.
I don't know
He
how
wants it.
he's doing it. He's just
He's a
'Cause
monster.
He's a crazy man.
He can jump like
I mean,
20 feet in the
He did
air.
the triple double the other day. Is he got it in his 22 minutes of playing? He played 36 minutes, but he got it in 22. Like that's just crazy. How
It's
you can
just
get a
so
triple
easy
double in
for him.
22 minutes.
Not saying that triple-doubles are easy to get because they're not, but it's easy for him.
Might
He's a
they
big
call
skill
him
set.
a ball hog?
No,
Well,
because he
who
gets
else are they gonna
14
give the ball
assists
to?
again.
Fair point.
Who else is going to be the primary ball handler for the...
And Victor Oladipo is literally more of a shooter. He's not really a.
Victor Oladipo sucks.
I'm really excited. January 2nd, I'm going to the game against the Thunder.
Dude,
It
Russell
should be a really good game.
Giannis and Westbrook are going to
You think,
match
they should put,
triple-doubles.
you think Giannis should guard Westbrook?
Yes.
No.
Oh, they can't give up
No.
fouls.
No, actually, we should,
Can't give
we
up
should
fouls.
put
Foul
Deli
him too
on. We should
much.
put Deli on.
We got Matthew Dellavedova. The
Thunder are
legend
gonna walk away with
himself.
that one.
Even though Kawhi Leonard
What if
kind of
in that game,
murdered Deli
Westbrook-
like 12 times.
Westbrook and Giannis both get a triple-double in that game?
Oh, that happened last year. I was at that game too, because I got it for Christmas that game because I wanted to see Kevin Durant. Cause
Had a
he's-
girl.
We should.
But literally, I think Kevin Durant triple double, Giannis triple double, Russell Westbrook was 2 assists away from a triple double. If there would have been 3 triple doubles in one game, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
That may be the first time.
Because the Bucks were losing 30-6 in that game, and I was getting really PO'd.
Do you think?
I remember that game.
And they came back. I'm like, this.
Did they end up
terrible
pulling that
first
game off?
quarter.
Speaking
They
of
lost. They lost by 5.
Speaking of stat lines, do you guys think that Giannis can be the first player since David Robinson to get a quadruple double in a game? It can happen.
I mean,
Wait, no,
it's
I thought Hassan
possible.
Whiteside got quadruple double last year.
It might have been a triple double.
I thought it was
might have been a
triple.
triple double. All right, we're spending too much time on this. Let's get to the upcoming week. Warriors at Clips tonight, 10:30 Eastern.
Warriors.
That's a big rivalry. They got Warriors though.
Bucks versus Blazers tonight. Bucks
Blazers.
At home.
Everyone tune in.
Bucks
Bucks.
at home.
Bucks.
Spurs at Bulls tomorrow night. Raptors at Celtics Friday night. Bucks at Raptors
Bucks.
next week Monday.
Ooh, they really separate those
That
games
Bucks
quite a bit.
Raptors game is going to be a good game. But I hope that the Bucks can pull out with the W because I feel like our bigs down low can just destroy the Raptors bigs.
Yeah, the Raptors did lose Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah, and he was their big shot blocker last season.
And Cheeks, how about your question about the Bucks playoff?
Yeah, you guys think they're a playoff team? We can
Yes.
end
The
it
Bucks?
in
Of course.
I
they are.
think they have the talent to be a playoff team. It's just a matter of playing as a team and not choking in the fourth quarter like they do every single one of their
They do not
losses.
choke
I don't
in
believe
the
the Bucks are a playoff
That's
team.
that's what young teams do. The late.
I'm a quick
They gotta
predict the
learn how
Yeah,
to
they
finish-
just gotta
learn
gotta
how to
learn
finish
through
games.
it.
Yeah, that's why I was watching this Jason Kidd interview with the Nets game. They were up 14 in the fourth with 5 minutes left. The Nets came back, got down to 3. Jason Kidd did not take a timeout. He said the reason is because the team needs to learn how to deal with adversity during a game
I feel like
and learn how to figure out. And
if
they ended
Kevin
up winning
Garnett-
by 15. They came back and
if Kevin Garnett keeps coming to Bucks practices, he's going to instill in those young players a winning mentality. They're just going to start to know how to win, how to close out games.
yeah, that'd be awesome if they could get Kevin Garnett in the coaching staff.
Because him and Jay Kidd are really good friends,
Oh
right?
yeah, because he coached the Nets at those years when the
And they played together, right?
Celtics made that terrible trade. I
Did
don't
they
know
play
why. That was just stupid. Because the Celtics got so many draft picks out of that, but which kind of helps them, I guess. But they wasted their draft picks this year because Jaylen Brown is trash. They cut R.J. Hunter. All right. Let's get into our trivia question.
The trivia question is respond on the Twitter.
Sphere.
Who were the original pod members when it started last year?
Ooh. Don't look at the Podfather's Twitter.
Yeah, don't go on the Podfather's Twitter. You won't find the answers there.
All right, so we got no commercial today. But
We're going to go on to some college football.
before we do that,
Cheeks is going to tell us our interesting event that he planned.
so, it's bowl season now because we don't want to think about the past because the Badgers choke. But anyway, you got to go on ESPN, click on the Capital One Bowl Mania in the fantasy part of it in the top right, and you got to create an entry. But before you do that, you have to go to the groups. You got to click create or join, and you go all the way down to the bottom where it'll say search for a group, and you got to type in NH Podcast with a capital N and then a space between NH and Podcast with a capital P too. And then you make your picks. It's as simple as that. 42 of them. We'll figure out a prize.
Probably the same prize as our trivia contest
Or
winners.
maybe some cheese balls. I don't know. I got 800 of them sitting at home. Don't need them. So, but let's get into some college football now. Washington destroys Colorado, 41 to 10.
We kind of saw that coming. They became the Pac-12 champion, by the way.
Yep. And then you got. No, we can skip that game. We don't want to talk about
No, bring it up.
No, I
Yeah,
don't want
bring
to.
it up. Penn State comes back from a 20-point deficit to upset Wisconsin 38-31 in the Big Ten championship game.
I almost cried. Legitimately, I was sitting there in my basement watching that game. They were up by 21. I was like,
I was in the middle of an intense
Yeah, we were playing some ping pong.
That's
I
what,
literally
so we didn't
cried
care.
the night the Bucks lost to the Spurs.
No, you
Yeah, me
didn't.
too.
Shut
Me
up,
too.
Cheeks. No,
Because
you didn't.
the Bucks had
No,
it right there.
you didn't.
But I
Wisconsin.
don't even want
choked.
to talk about it because they always choke in big games.
They were up 28-7.
And should have been up 35-7 if they would have scored on their last drive.
Yeah,
in the
maybe
first
if we had a
half.
quarterback.
Maybe our defense didn't choke and let up
Yeah,
3
right. They did
touchdowns
so good
in
this
the
year, all
fourth
game.
quarter.
How about Alabama takes care of number 1 Alabama actually takes care of 15 Florida 54-16 in the SEC championship.
That was a non-game.
25th
That
year
wasn't that surprising.
anniversary. And shout out to Brad Schrader who said that Alabama was going to lose this game, and he thinks they're going to lose the first round of the playoffs.
That
No,
Which is absolutely
Alabama is literally gonna murder Washington. Like literally.
Yeah, literally.
This game against Florida was a non-game. I know this is a rivalry and the SEC championship game, but this was just a warm-up game for the playoffs for Alabama.
Yeah, because Alabama just looks too good.
This looks like a spring training game for Alabama.
What about Temple upsets number 19 Navy 34-10 in the AAC championship game?
I didn't even watch the game,
Me
so I
neither,
have
so
no
who cares?
idea what happened. But what did you guys think about the college football playoff? How they did this year? The committee.
I saw it coming. Like everybody wanted to have their special team there, like put Penn State in there, put like a special team, but
Michigan should have.
it was the 4
It was
teams that
predicted
everyone
well,
thought. Yeah,
but
Michigan should have made it.
Michigan instead of Washington, for sure.
Because Washington is not going to give a game to Alabama at all. Washington's not good. Schedule. Once again,
They are good.
as we have a game of catching the hacky sack.
I mean,
going on.
how about Clemson? Just barely beats number 23 Virginia Tech 42-35.
They did not barely beat them.
Beat them by a touchdown.
Virginia Tech
A
scored.
touchdown.
Virginia Tech scored with 10 seconds left.
I don't care, a
It
touchdown.
wasn't even close.
2 touchdowns is a close game.
That's not close. At all. A close game would be 3 or 7 points. Or 10, maybe.
Oh, for 4 more points, isn't?
So when the Bucks lose by 20, it's a close game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they played
see,
with them the whole
yeah.
It
time.
is. Maybe it is.
God, terrible.
Alright, now we got some bowl games. We got
I'm excited.
We're going to go over those next week, so we have something to talk about for the college football segment.
Yeah, because there's gonna
So
be
hold
like 3
on to
weeks
your
before the bowl.
horses.
Fair enough. Are
We're
we
moving.
going
We're
next
moving
time.
on. We're gonna start a new segment here. We're gonna call it Tomey Time. So we're gonna have Alex Tomey talk by himself on topics we don't normally go over every week. So here it is, debuting Alex Tomey in some Tomey Time.
Hi, everyone. All right, welcome to the first edition of Tommy Time. This week, I am discussing Badgers volleyball. Not talked a lot about college volleyball, but it should be. It's exciting. I mean, if you're into that. Volleyball, the Badgers are ranked 3rd in the nation. That's really impressive. I mean, isn't that the highest out of all the Badger rankings this season? It is. And nobody's talking about them. They're rolling through the postseason. They're in the Elite Eight, about to play rival Ohio State in the Elite Eight. December 9th at 2 o'clock.
Eastern? PM. Exactly.
It's at 2 o'clock. They're gonna win that game. They're gonna win it all this year. You know why? Because they're the best.
We love Tommy.
All right, Wisconsin volleyball. They're not gonna choke like the football team did. They're gonna keep rolling. They're gonna beat Ohio State. Then they're probably gonna have to play Stanford in the Final Four. That's gonna be an easy game. Come on. All right, and then in the championship game, they're gonna have to play Nebraska or Washington. All right, either of those opponents are gonna be easy wins. Wisconsin is gonna keep going. They're gonna keep rolling. They're gonna keep winning, and they deserve more recognition than they get in our state because nobody really talks about them. All right. Tune in next week, maybe, if I'm here, and I'll have another edition of Tommy Time. Back to the boys.
Thank you, Alex Tomey.
Alex Tomey, what a great session about some Wisconsin volleyball. Moving on to some NCAA college men's basketball recap of last week. Probably the biggest game. Number 13 Indiana upsets number 3 North Carolina 76-67. But wait, Okay, that was the second biggest. The biggest is number 11 UCLA upsetting number 1 Kentucky
Called it.
97-92.
Lonzo Ball is
Called it.
a stud.
14 Louisville wins a close one to 15 Purdue 71-64. Unranked Cincinnati upset number 19 Iowa State 55-54 in overtime. Number 25 West Virginia upset number 6 Virginia 66-57. Cheeky guess that one. And number 9 Baylor dominates number 7 Xavier 76-61. Can we talk about this UCLA team?
Yes. I mean, going back to Lonzo Ball, he's just a raw talent. He really knows how to score.
He is the rock of the team.
Right. But talking about his little brother, his name is like LaFounda Ball, some stupid first name. He dropped around like
For all of you
72
LaFoundas
points in
out
a
there,
high school.
sorry.
He dropped around 72 points in a high school basketball game the other night. That's
I mean,
just insane.
I can do that.
I do that in my sleep.
Yeah, but you
dude.
don't.
No.
Yeah, but I don't. Because I do the pod.
Right.
Boom.
Varsity game, he dropped 72 points. He's probably going to go to UCLA. Him and
Could you imagine?
Lonzo.
Miss Bro.
Hey, how old is Lonzo Ball?
He's 19. He's 18.
Well,
he's
no.
a freshman.
Oh wow, he's a freshman. You think
He is a freshman.
you think he'll be one of those one and dones?
Yeah, everybody's going to be a one and done. Why would you stay in college for more
When you
than
can make
1
money.
year if you're a pure talent? If you can go top 5 like Lonzo Ball.
So you don't choke and be a bust.
Yeah, so you
He's gonna
can.
get
So you
paid.
have a college education. I mean, that's never a bad
His
idea.
rookie contract's going to be like $5 million.
That's not that bad, I suppose.
I mean, that's more than I'll ever
You
make.
could afford a lot of hoverboards for that.
Very true.
So for the upcoming week, we got unranked Idaho State at number 17 Wisconsin, which is today at 7. Number 2, we got number 1 Villanova at number 23 Notre Dame Saturday at 11. And number 22 Cincinnati at number 16 Butler Saturday at 3:30. Those are our biggest games.
If the Badgers lose this game tonight, that's embarrassing.
No, they're not
That's
going
it.
to lose.
That Wisconsin's over with.
The
that.
Badgers are going to kill these
Okay,
fools.
but if they lose though, it's really embarrassing.
I also
Not
sk-
really.
I
It's
skipped
gonna
over a
kill
game.
them.
I skipped over a game. Number 17 Wisconsin at unranked
And
Marquette
they're also gonna
Saturday
roll over Marquette.
1
Marquette.
p.m.
Marquette basketball
Oh,
with
wow.
the upset. I'm calling it. I like Marquette. They look good this year.
You know, I didn't know this, but didn't Jimmy Butler come from Marquette?
Yes, he did.
And so
Wow.
did
So
Dwayne
did
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. So did Doc Rivers.
Everyone knows that.
Jimmy Butler came from Marquette. Well, I didn't.
They didn't
like,
come
if
from.
You didn't know
they-
that Jimmy
they
Butler
went there.
played for Marquette. You didn't know that.
That's why I was
What?
really hoping
That's
Dwayne
what-
Wade would come to the Milwaukee Bucks this offseason.
But he didn't. He went to
To
Chicago,
play
which
in
is his
his
true
old
home.
stadium at college before it gets demolished and crushed
Oh
into
yeah,
pieces.
mine
doesn't
is
care.
Dwayne Wade, and I'm gonna go play it because I want to play in the same
Cheeks,
building I played in
Cheeks.
college
What are the
for 1
bad?
year.
What's the Badgers' record right now? Like 5-2.
Yeah, they're not playing really good.
Their only 2 losses are against a solid Creighton and
Creighton.
Creighton.
Right.
Creighton and North Carolina.
Creighton's
team.
8-0, by the way.
Yeah, Creighton's ranked 10th.
They
Speaking
just-
of rankings, number 1 Villanova, number 2 UCLA, number 3 Kansas, number 4 Baylor, number 5 Duke, number 6 Kentucky, number 7 North Carolina, number 8 Gonzaga, number 9 Indiana, number 10 Creighton.
Booyah.
well,
Yeah, so both
What-
of the losses are against top 10 teams. How's
Exactly.
that bad?
Have something to say,
How are we
Cheeks?
having a bad season so far, Cheeks?
I can't say anything right. Oh, now I can. But the Badgers, to me, they just don't look the same as last year.
Have you watched any of their
Because they're a
games?
different
Yes,
team.
Dude, Nigel Hayes and Ethan Hack
They-
are
They're not that different.
They're
They
arguably
lost-
better than
killing
last
people.
year.
They lost one person, but they can't shoot. That's gonna be their problem when it comes down
they're
to
gonna win out.
No.
They're not gonna lose another game until the big dance.
All right, that's
I'm-
a
I'm
little.
No, we're
serious.
not
They're
going
not
to
gonna
lose
lose
in the
another
big
game.
dance.
They gotta play Indiana yet.
Looking at Tommy's eyes, Cheeks.
And try to say he's
They're gonna win
wrong.
out.
Marquette
Basketball
could beat Wisconsin.
Good.
Where's the game? Where's the game, McCoy?
At Marquette.
Ooh,
Oh,
At the BMO Harris Bradley
Long
Center.
road trip for the Badgers going.
It
from
doesn't
Marquette.
matter what you think.
yeah, that's because I was right.
It
I'm
doesn't
always
matter
right.
what you think; it's what you can prove, and the Badgers are gonna win out.
You think they're gonna win it all?
Tommy
this year?
can prove that.
No, I don't think that they're gonna win it all, but they're gonna win out, and they're gonna be a top 5 seed. In the
Oh,
big
they'll be a
dance.
top 3 seed. I feel like, but they just don't look the same to me. There's something about them.
I mean,
Because they're a different team.
No, they're not. They lost like one player.
Exactly. Different.
What's different
yeah,
about
different chemistry, different
I know, but they just
different minutes given to the
Who they
players.
lose, Dukin or?
No, they
Yeah,
lost.
that was like
what's
2
his name?
years.
They lost just a role player guy, kind of.
Then what's
Yeah,
then,
nobody
then
important.
there's
We still have Ethan Happ. We still have Nigel Hayes. We're
then we
fine.
don't have a different team. Zach Showalter,
No,
They're
I'm just
Bronson
saying,
Koenig.
To me, they don't. I don't watch it early in the season, but
Vito Brown.
they don't look the same as last year.
Both their losses are versus really good teams.
Yeah, they're against.
I never
Number
seen.
10
I didn't
and
see the
number
Creighton
7.
game, so I really can't
Can't say no.
say how good they played.
Yeah, I watched it and they played.
Because I was
Not
up
that
north
bad,
and we
they
tried
just-
to get a call in with me, but it didn't work.
They just lost. Like you're gonna drop some games to good teams.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just how it
you will.
goes.
Not according to Kentucky. They thought they were gonna run the table, but because they were complaining they didn't have any competition.
That was Kentucky's first loss in a while at home too. It was at home.
Yeah, I mean Kentucky rents players and all. Like Bo Ryan said that one year with Duke, it's the same thing. But they're not gonna win it all this year. It's gonna be North Carolina basketball. North Carolina basketball will
Kobe.
win it all this year.
Villanova's gonna win it all back to back.
No.
How many times has that been done back to back?
UCLA.
Villanova, UCLA in the national championship game. Villanova wins 80-73.
Wrong.
You
80
cannot-
to 70. That's a calling it. Quote him, boys.
He's walking
Quote
out.
him.
Is he walking out of the room?
Would you say Villanova over UCLA 80 to 73?
Yep. Write it down
Quote
on the
him.
board.
Quote him right up there. Cheeks, write it down. Tommy's got it. Tommy's got it.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Brennan's got it.
You can quote me on that. That's gonna happen.
I do have some news in the NFL. We have an injury report for the big game Thursday night. Kansas City looks like they're getting everyone back that was hurt at the biggest
Just in time for them to get hurt again this game.
No. But then you got 6 people that are either out or questionable for the Raiders.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter because ACDC's gonna kill him.
ACDC.
Brennan, Villanova.
Amari Cooper.
Villanova.
Derek
over
Carr.
UCLA.
And
Derek
Derek
Carr
Carr.
does not play good against Kansas City.
Shot one game. One game.
Last year he threw.
And last year he wasn't the same as he
6
was this year.
interceptions against
Last year he wasn't
Kansas
the
City
same.
Chiefs.
Last year he wasn't the same.
Yes, he did.
He wasn't the same
so
last year.
It'll be a good game no matter what. So, but I'm pretty sure that's all we got for today.
No, I said 73.
Nope, we're going to Kelvin for some local sports.
Oh
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
We had the boys basketball play
77.
Chilton here at home last night.
Or UCLA.
That was a good game. Hopefully everybody was there at toga night. That was about 6 people dressed up, but it was I don't think it was the Huskies' best basketball.
They didn't play
for
too
sure.
well.
Kidding
They
me?
didn't play well at all.
They came out hot and they just took their pedal
They
off the
needed-
gas.
They really needed a good game though, going into a hard game on Friday against Sheboygan Falls.
It's a long basketball season. You can't give 100% effort to the entire way in like the 4th game of the season.
Oh, I'm not saying that they needed this game, but it certainly would help with confidence if they played their best. They had 18 turnovers last night, which is 8 more, which almost doubles what they have been averaging on the other 3 games at 10. So it definitely would have helped their confidence going into Sheboygan Falls because they're going to have a good contest there. Hopefully they can pull it off. Hopefully we see everyone there. And last Thursday, Travel to Waupun also broadcasted that game. You can check that out on NFHS. That was a hard-fought game, back and forth for the most part. It was very close the whole time. We couldn't get it. We didn't have a very good inside game. We relied on our threes so much in that game, and
Just like this Chilton game, we did the same
we couldn't get anything going inside with Nolan. Waupun had a very strong defense, and we weren't able to pull it off in the end.
At our core, we are a jump shooting team with a solid anchor.
Yeah, if last night we went 4 for 18 for threes, and that really did not help our confidence at all. And we had, of course, doubled our turnovers. But of course, we still won 75-37 over a weaker Chilton team. And Chilton relies on their defense down low, and they were triple teaming Nolan all night and whoever went to the paint.
And that wasn't working for him at all.
No, not really. We had some wide open layups the whole game, but not a bad game. And then for girls basketball, Friday, close game. According to the girls, they were winning most of the game, but they just couldn't make clutch baskets and free throws in the end, and they allowed Two Rivers to go to the line too much at the end, and they made most of them. Yep,
23
turnovers. 23 turnovers. Too many if you want to be winning a game, but had they cut those down even just by 5 or 6, probably could have pulled off the game. 38-33 loss in Two Rivers.
Well, that is all for now. Thank you to Brendan Salamita, Joey Gable, and Scott Nye behind the scenes. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at PodcastsNH. Also join us next week at nhradio.caster.fm or nfhsnetwork.com if it's finally working. We've had some issues with that in the past couple weeks. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Holstein Sports Podcast.